Hey guys, I'm going to be walking you through how to establish crop marks on your document, as well as how to produce a file with what's called imposition. And imposition basically means you may hear the term referred to as in up or number up. And that basically just means how many of one document am I putting on a larger sheet in order to, when I click print, get multiple returns out of that piece of paper instead of, let's say we took this business card and we plopped it right in the middle here. Well, we have all this waste, right? Our goal would be that we have multiples of these business cards up on this document, this 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so that we can get as much yield out of that paper as possible. But first things first, we want to go through and establish crop marks. So I have this business card that I used earlier to show you guys an example. And this is done for a client, but I'm going to go through and basically draw a 3.5, so 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Come on, there we go. I have my rectangle, and I'm going to do something a little different than most people. I'm going to turn the fill off, and I want the stroke to be something obnoxiously different so that I can see it. As I get older, my eyes are worse and worse, so I want to take this and drag it right on top of the artboard. The next thing I'm going to do is a crucial step because I want to make sure things are aligned properly. So I'm going to go through and tell it to align the object. So this is the align palette. Okay, you can get to it by going to window and then choosing align. I use this a lot, guys. You can align objects to the document. You can align objects to each other. You can do all sorts of stuff. I'm going to align this to the document because I want this box to sit dead on the center of the document, which is going to go the full width of the document. So if I click centered horizontally as well as centered vertically, you see that slight shift that I've got happen there. And if I zoom in here nice and close, we are sitting with that blue line directly right on the edge of the document. And that's what we want, okay? By blue line, I mean the actual bounding box, not the pink line that I've got here. So the pink is just for me to see. Now I'm going to turn this off. Okay, so I just wanted to be able to see. And the next thing I'm going to do is apply crop marks. Okay, so I've got a bleed. I want to apply some crop marks. So I'm going to go to Effect and choose crop marks. And as I do that, the crop marks are a filter that's been applied, okay? So that filter that's been applied is essentially an appearance. We remember what the appearance does. We expanded things, strokes. We expanded some different stroke brush patterns and things like that. Those are appearances. This is no different than that. It's just a technical appearance, okay? So what I want to do now is I want to take this entire thing, right? I've got a blank square along with all the artwork that goes along with this business card. And I want to copy this over. Come on. Let's hold Option. There we go. And now I've got my business card set inside here. Oop, yep, there we go. I don't like how those crop marks don't like to move with it. It's kind of annoying. All right. So I've got my bleed set. So now I have a document set inside of another document, essentially. And really what I've done is just taken the art space here and bringing it over to this size so that we can impose this in probably, I would estimate 8 up, meaning we're going to get 8 business cards on this sheet of paper. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to go through, and I'm actually going to delete this one over here because it's kind of in the way. Let's get rid of that so those crop marks go away. We've got them over here so we don't need them anymore. So I'm going to take this and grab my filter that has the crop marks on it, and I'm going to go to Object, Expand Appearance, and this gives me individual crop marks that I can grab with my Direct Select tool. So now, the process for doing this is a little bit different. The first thing I'm going to do is grab all the artwork, and I'm going to make another copy by holding Option, clicking and dragging to the right, and holding Shift. All right, now I'm going to take these crop marks and just sit them right on top of each other. But you can see where I would have a problem a little bit later. Let's go ahead and delete this artwork out of here. And we could probably go ahead and get rid of that artboard because we're not going to need it anymore. Awesome. I get nervous doing that sometimes, guys, because you'll notice when you have something that overlaps another artboard, sometimes it wants to delete the object that's there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take all of my artwork here, and all this is grouped, and I'm going to literally slide this over and get all of this to be sitting right on top of each other. I'm going to zoom in nice and close. Some people might ask, well, Jason, why wouldn't you want to leave the crop marks and have these not touch each other? Well, number one, you can see if I do that, I'm not able to get as many business cards on a page. Also, this crop mark, if we're cutting, you cut from crop mark to crop mark. This is one cut, and this would be another cut. My goal is that since I have to pay per cut on a print job, I'm going to go through and actually reduce the amount of cuts that I have by overlapping these. And you got to zoom in super close. Make sure you get this perfectly dead on. Okay, we're dead on right there. All right, so now you're probably like, well, dude, you have crop marks all over the place. This is where the fun happens. So I have to think about things. Number one, I do not want a bleed here. I want to bleed here because this is going to be one cut, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over until it aligns with that right there. You see that? How everything just kind of snapped into place, right? Boom. Okay. Next, well, let's think about this. I don't want to get rid of the bleed on the bottom yet because we're not totally done. Okay. So I want to go ahead and let's make another copy. And I'm going to drag these all the way down here. I don't know when I'm going to get to them, but I know I'm going to need a bleed on the bottom. Okay. We'll come back to those. So the next thing, and this is where, I mean, you have to kind of think logically about things. I'm going to go up here and grab this crop mark and delete because there's two of them sitting on top of each other. I don't need this crop mark anymore because it's actually in the artwork that's over here. I don't need this one, and I don't need this one. And if you're paying attention closely, we have one back here. Oh, look at that, guys. Shame on me. This is a... You guys can give me a C-. I did not close that shape. Probably did before I sent it to the printers, but for the sake of what we're doing, you guys should all be scolding me right now. But hey, it's good. I make the same mistakes you guys do. So just remember, it's not a mistake if you actually fix it. So next thing, I'm going to grab everything on the artboard. I'm going to do a Command A, and I'm just going to kind of get all of this to be centered inside the artboard just a little bit. And let's start up top. Something along those lines. All right. Now, when I get to here, okay, this is important. I want to make a copy of all of this art without any bottom crop marks because I've got some already. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. I got two of them that are overlapping there. And then this guy right here, because we don't want to just take this and do this, right? See how it's changing the angle? We don't want to do that. We want to come across. And I can actually cut both of these at the same time if I really want to. Let's take this, this, and we're going to go to our Pathfinder, and I'm just going to click divide. And don't freak out. It's going to move things around and reorganize things. This is where when you have things set correctly, you're okay. All right, remember this looks a little different because I have a bleed on this side. I'm going to take these two shapes. I'm going to send them to the back. So object arrange, and send to back. Now we're back in business here, okay? So my next step, really easy, guys. I want to take all these crop marks and ungroup them because I want to be able to modify individual crop marks all at different times. So I'm going to go to Object, Ungroup. So now I can grab each one of these whenever I want it. I'm going to take just these. Hold Option. And now you're probably like, well, you've got to cut the tops off of this. Yes, I do. You are correct. So we got to do the same thing we just did. This takes a minute, right? But when you have this all set up correctly, you end up with a really efficient file, right? So if I take these now, all these crop marks, and lay them on top of each other, right? You guys see that? Let's do it again. Boom. There we go. Let's see if we can get another one. Boom. Oh. All right. So now we got this one down here to mess with. This is all still grouped, so we're going to come back to it. I know that I have duplicate crops here. So I'm going to get rid of this top one, rid of this top one, and rid of this top one. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. Right? Let's see if we can get, I don't know, maybe we can get one more card on here. Maybe not. This would be tight. This would be real tight. All right, we're going to try it because why the heck not? All right, so I'm going to crop this one again. I'm actually going to use this crop mark to do it. I'm going to cut these. I want to leave the bottom this time because it's the last one. And then after that, I send them to the back. Come on, you can go to the back. Sometimes you have to. Okay, what I just did there was cut it, copy it, and paste it back in place. It's an old trick that I've had to learn a few times. So I don't need these vertical crop marks anymore. So I can get rid of these. I'm just using the direct select to get rid of them. Oh, let's get rid of this extra one here that we had. It tells me I probably have an extra one at the top up there too. So we can go back and check that in a minute. Yeah, there's no way we could get this many cards on there. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this row on the inside out. And let's move all this down a little bit to get rid of this last one. I thought we were getting too excited. You're like, geez, Jason, this is a lot of work. Yeah, it is. Guys, this stuff is going to take you a little bit of time to do, okay? Get rid of these crop marks. We don't need them. Probably have one. Nope, I got rid of it. I cleaned it up. Let's just, in outline mode, take a look at our file. This is nice and clean. Now I want to take all of this and group it all together. So now I have one grouping of multiple cards. I'm going to then go into my align palette. I think I closed it. This is my personal preference, guys, but I center it and then I horizontally center it. And that way, when I go to send this through the printer, I have a perfectly centered front. And then if I was to do the same thing with the back, I have a perfectly centered back. All right. This is called imposition. using crop marks as a filter. This is probably the longest video I've made for you guys yet, so I'm super sorry. But it does take a smidge of time. So I appreciate you guys following along with me, and reach out if you have any questions about this.